Welcome to the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name's Tatum, and today we're gonna go through my fall stitch list. So I'm being very serious about my fall needlepoint this year. If you haven't heard already from the million times I've said it on TikTok or my vlogs, fall stitching is going to begin on August 1. Join me if you would like, it's gonna be fun. So my current plan, and obviously things will change as I start stitching and, new canvases, whatever. But my current plan is starting on August 1st, I'm going to do football canvases. So NFL, Georgia Tech, Penn State, Buffalo Bills, August 1. Then I will stitch those, and starting, Schweetz is having a ball back there with a toy. Starting September 1, we will introduce like pumpkin canvases, general fall canvases. October 1st, we will be introducing Halloween canvases. I think that's the plan. Subject to change based on how long it takes me to stitch some of these canvases, but we'll see. So first section, let's go through the fall canvases. Gonna talk through what's kitted, if I have any plans for finishing, the colors things are kitted in, all of that. Hello, Miss Schweetz. Are you excited for fall stitching? I'm excited for fall stitching. Which canvas is your favorite? The Halloweeny. Should we show that one first? No, we gotta show football first. Okay, so starting with this canvas from Atlantic Blue. It is a CC and the Bug canvas. This is called Football from Above 13 mesh, which I love. I kitted it in Jumbuck, Milan, and then beads. So Jumbuck for the field, it's two different colors. I have Fern Light and Fern Dark. And then for the white lines, I just have white Milan. And then beads for all of the little people on the field. So we need, I don't know, oh, the gold is some of their helmets. And then we have the blue team and the red team. And then silver for other helmets. And then black, I think that's the referees, or maybe they're cleats or something. So that is what we have going on with that canvas. I don't think that one's gonna take me a crazy amount of time just because it is 13 mesh and I did the mahjong from above really quickly. So I think this might be the first one I'm gonna tackle, pun intended. So that is number one. That's that. Let me see. Let's find our other football related canvases. That's not football, that's not football. All right, our first Penn State canvas. This is a belt. I don't remember where I bought it from, but I absolutely love it. It has the PSU and then this kind of argyle print. So I'm gonna make it into a belt for myself. And I kitted it in Pepper Pot. Now this might be controversial because usually you stitch a belt in wool or cotton because those fibers are stronger and last longer. I stitched a belt in wool and had the worst time. So I'm just gonna stitch it in something that I like to stitch in, which is Pepper Pot. And if it doesn't last for the rest of my life, then I'll make another one, like big deal. So I kitted it in coconut, navy, and tapioca. So I think my plan was to do coconut for like the base color to make it kind of like vintagey looking instead of white, because obviously a white belt would get dirty really fast. And then the navy is for the little navy accents, and then also the binding stitch. I thought it'd be cool to do the binding stitch in a different color than the belt. It would kind of stand out along the side. And then tapioca is just for the gray triangles. So that is the first belt. Yes, first, because there is another belt that I want to do this season. Let's see if we can find her or one of the other. Oh, okay, these, yes, okay, here she is. This is the NFL belt. I got this one at Rita's. I absolutely love Rita's. So it has all 32 teams on it. I think it's slightly outdated, like since some teams have moved, updated their logos, yada yada, but I want to make this into a bag strap, like a crossbody bag strap, so that whenever I go to games, I use this. Like obviously you have to wear a clear bag, but it would be cool to have this as a bag strap. For the NFL belt, I haven't decided on a background color yet. At first, I was thinking light blue, so I kitted it in hydrogen, but I don't know. Part of me wants to do green because the field is green, but there's so many helmets that are green, like the Jets, the Eagles, some of them have green in them. And yes, I could change those greens, like the Jets green. I guess, could I change the Jets green? I don't know. The Eagles green could be darker. I don't know. I'm undetermined on that one. And then I just have a few other random colors that I knew I was gonna need. So black, white, claret, which is like a maroon burgundy, and then ceramic, which is like teal. So partially kitted, but we could completely change course. I don't know. I mean, I could also just do like a cream, or grits is my favorite pepper pot color. So I don't know, but I kind of want it to be a little bit more fun than that. Getting into Bill's canvases, we have Cutie Bill's Stitch It Angel. She is not kitted. I really thought she was. I just have this random Silk and Ivory in cinnamon in here, which I assume I wanted to use for her hair and the ball. But I'm sure I can kit her from my stash because I have a lot of blues and reds. Oh, maybe I wanted to use these on both of them. Next up is this Buffalo canvas from Arden Gray. She's really the only one who makes Buffalo canvases because she's outside of Buffalo. So we have this Buffalo in blue and red. So I kitted him in Planet Earth Silk Red Hot and Eerie. I think that's gonna look super cutie. Just an ornament for that guy, nothing special. Then we have another 13 mesh ornament. Looks like I also kitted in Planet Earth Silk and a little bit of Milan. Also from Arden Gray. Now this one's like, oops, gonna be a little bit bigger of an ornament. So I don't know, but I also don't know what else you would turn this into. I mean, maybe I saw once at Stitch Stash in Rehoboth, they had a round like this and they flattened out the bottom like that and made it stand up. So that could be cool. It's just like, it's kind of big for an ornament. So I don't know. We did a little bit of a color swap for the background. This is Vapor. It's a little bit more, I guess, brown than what's painted. Like what's painted is, you know, a medium gray, I would say. This has a little bit of gray in it, but also a little bit tannish. So I think that's cute. And then Neptune for the blue and Valentine in Milan for the red. So she is kitted and ready to go pending what I want to do for finishing. Next up, oh, that's not football. Next up, still, which this is crazy that we're still in August. There's no way these are all going to be finished, but it's great to have goals. So this is another Arden Gray canvas. It's a Josh Allen jersey. So Josh Allen is our quarterback and just like the best ever. I kitted this one in Neon Rays because jerseys like kind of have that feel, I guess. So We have Neon Rays here. I have NO2, 125, 119, and 103. So that is 18 mesh and will be an ornament. Background color, I'm very undecided on this. I also thought green for this one, like a field, but green obviously isn't one of our colors. But I don't know, I feel like red would be too much, so maybe just like a cream. Maybe pull out my favorite grits. We'll see. Next up is our second Penn State canvas. This is a Penn State round from Bargello. I kitted this in Pepper Pot and Essentials. So for the base, we have Pepper Pot in Salt and Patriot. So I went a little bit darker navy on that like background color. And then Essentials for the rest of it. So we have gray, which is bunny, 2 greens, aloe, and charred, and then this kind of bluish gray called Rocky Coast. I kind of went a little bit more blue on the Rocky Coast than is painted. It's painted a little bit more like dark gray, but obviously because it's Penn State, I was like, let's go a little more blue, you know, a little bit more fun. Now we have our first Georgia Tech canvas, which is this Georgia Tech beanie. I've stitched the Buffalo Bills beanie, so I'm probably gonna do something similar with this one. Turkey work for up here. I think I used Very Velvet for the footballs and then some sort of like knit stitch for the hat. I have it kitted here. I kitted it a while ago. So sometimes when I kit something, when I buy it, I change my mind later on. So who knows, maybe with some of these, I'll change my mind while I'm stitching. But okay, yes, I do have the Petite Very Velvet that I used for the Buffalo Bills hat. So we have 602, 607, and 686. So those will be the footballs. Then, oh, I assume this light blue is for the background. I was like, the hat doesn't have any light blue in it. So I think that's what that's for. And then for the poof and the hat, we have Bellaluso. I think Bellaluso is the best fiber to use for turkey work because it's a wool. So we have 000, which is white, 771, which is this like yellowy gold, and then 570, which is a navy. And you need a lot more than you think you would to do like a really puffy pom-pom. That's the word I was looking for. All right, I think we're getting towards the end of the football canvases. God, I hope so, because there's a lot going on here. So I have the whip stitch Jeeps. So I have the Georgia Tech one, which says Stingham, and the Penn State one, which says Lions. I am going to frame these, which I'm really excited about. Up in my office, I'm gonna do kind of like a college collage of, you know, pictures and needlepoint and all sorts of stuff. So I have these. I have them kitted, but again, I haven't looked at this kitting for a long time, so who knows. So we have coconut for the background, 3 skeins of coconut in Pepper Pot. Then we have some Vineyard Silk, blueberry, bright white, and jet black. Then more Pepper Pot. We have marine. I think that, yeah, that's going to be for the Penn State one. Then for essentials, we have 3 different grays, lava, whale, and barnacle. I think those are all for like parts of the car, like the bumper and other car words I don't know. And then 2 sparkles, Silkome braid 94, and then Krynic in, I always get confused about the Krynics. Like it's number 12001, so I assume 001 is the color, and I think 12 is the weight. But there's that guy. And these are 18 mesh, so I'm expecting them to take me a little bit longer, especially because I'll have to do a bigger background since I want to frame them. But, you know, we'll see. Then we have another Penn State one, a cute paw print that is 18 mesh. I kitted this one entirely in Very Velvet. So we have Petite Very Velvet. Probably not enough though. 2 cards of 630 and 1 of 602. I think definitely gonna need another 602, but we shall see. I think that one, it could be a mindless stitch if I did it in basket weave, but I do feel like there's enough room where I could do a decorative stitch. I don't know that I've ever done a decorative stitch in Very Velvet though. I usually just basket weave Very Velvet. One last one for, this is insane. I literally would have to finish like a canvas a day in August to finish all of these, but whatever. This is a Santa canvas, a Georgia Tech Santa canvas. I ordered him from, I want to say no, did I buy him? Yeah, I ordered him from the Nimble Needle, I think. Or maybe I ordered him online, I don't know. But cute little Santa kitted in a lot of Vineyard Silk. So for his background, Vineyard Silk shell. I absolutely love this color. And then we have New Navy and Old Gold, which I just think are perfect for Georgia Tech. For his little cheeks, Silk Lame 07. I think this one is perfect for cheeks. A little bit of Gold Radiance, Drama Queen. And then 3 Essentials colors, Sandy Toes, Penny, and Shark. So that's it for August stitching. Then in September, we are going to introduce pumpkins. So the one I am most excited for is the canvas that Rita's sent me, which still I'm in disbelief that she sent me a canvas, like the nicest thing ever. So it's this 13 mesh pumpkin that says I Heart NYC. It's by The Painted Stitch, and she kitted it in Milan. So we have cheese and carrot, and then she sent some strands for the other pieces, like the stem and then the inside. So I'm very, very excited for this one. If I have the strength to hold out until August 1, that'd be crazy. Or until September 1, because I really, really want to stitch this one. Then we have, I feel like that's Halloween. We have this one, which I feel like my mind is changing about what I want to do with this one. So this is from KCN, and it's a really cute, or was it KCN? I thought it was KCN. But it's this really cute little pickup truck with pumpkins. And my original thought was to get one of those acrylics where you can change the front thing and like put a tissue box inside it. And then seasonally, I was gonna change, I think it's like the 4-inch square in the front. So I kitted it in Jumbuck and Silken Ivory. So we have Jack-o'-lantern Light and Jack-o'-lantern, which I love Jumbuck. Then for Silken Ivory, we have, this one literally doesn't have a number, so this must be from when I first started stitching. 55, which is Kiwi, Breeze, Cornflower, Whipped Cream. So these are all just cutie. But I don't know if that's how I want to finish it anymore, because I don't know. We'll see. So maybe I won't pick that one up right away. Maybe that one we'll put on the back burner. Something has to go on the back burner here, because this is a crazy amount of stitching. Even though I stitch fast, this is still a crazy amount of stitching for anybody. This cutie is from KCN, Pearly Gates. I love Pearly Gates. So she's 13 mesh, kitted, I'm gonna assume in Silken Ivory. Oh, kitted in a lot of things. Okay, so I remember this being hard. There were 3 different oranges. So we went with Pepper Pot, Squash, Shallot, and Caramel. Those are our oranges. For the bow, Very Velvet in 280 and 250. For some sparkle, we have Fireworks 11 and Silk Lame Braid 02. And for the background, we have Silk and Ivory Kiwi. So that'll just be a cutie little ornament to hang on. I haven't decided if I'm going to do like 3 different trees, because obviously I'm going to have a lot of football canvases. So do I do a football tree in August and then like a fall tree in September and a Halloween tree in October? I don't know. Those decisions are TBD. So those are both Halloween. That's Halloween. Oh, this is fall. Okay, this is kind of like the big fall one that isn't specific to Halloween or football. Oh wait, there's more in here. Oh my gosh, I'm crazy. Okay, so this is for a fall village. This is by Heirloom Textile Co., a 13 mesh bakery. And basically I'm doing the needlepoint village for Christmas, and I love the idea of having a fall village. So this bakery is the first piece of that. I kitted it almost entirely in Silk and Ivory. So I think I've gone through these colors before in a different video, but we'll just do it again for fun. The only 2 that aren't Silk and Ivory are Milan, Junebug, and Azalea for the hydrangeas down at the bottom. Couldn't find Silk and Ivory colors that I loved. So Rapid Fire, Lime, Zucchini, Marmalade, Taupe, Thistle, another Thistle, Veronica, Marigold, Saffron, Sawdust, Caviar, Paprika, Claret, another Sawdust, Chili, another Taupe, Pecan, Sand, and another Sand. So all of these stunning, beautiful fall colors. I'm so excited about it. So that is the beginning of that village. I did order on the destashing page, the cafe, and it didn't specify if it was 13 or 18 mesh. I just assumed that it was 13 mesh because I thought the village only came in 13 mesh. That was a bad assumption. It came in 18 mesh. So I'm gonna have to sell that and then find a new one. But, you know, it is what it is. So I think that is it for pumpkins that are not Halloween specific. So now let's go Halloween. This first project is huge. I started this last year and got, I mean, I would say most of it done. Who knows? I'm going to open it and be like, wow, there's still a lot to do. But this project is my baby. I got the canvas at Artful Stitches and kitted pretty much the entire thing there. She's big. I don't even know if I can get her out of this bag. Here she is, my Halloweeny pillow. I love her so, so, so much. Just take it in. She is stunning. So as you can see here, I have finished the background and then some of the pumpkins and other stuff. So I've done the bats, 2.5 pumpkins. So we still have 5 5.5 pumpkins, the cat, and then the wiener dog. So I guess still a lot to do. Maybe I made it halfway. I don't know. But she's truly a labor of love and I want her to be perfect. She's going to be a pillow and I'm very serious about her. As far as how she's kitted, I don't know. There's a lot going on in here. Like, I don't even know. And some stuff I'm going to use, some stuff I'm not going to use. Like, I don't even know. But I guess let's talk about the pieces that haven't been done yet. So for this pumpkin, I'm doing fuzzy stuff. So 02 is the black and 15 is the white. So that one will be fuzzy stuff. I think this one is Silk Lame and maybe that one was Krynic. I don't know. Or was that Neon Rays? That might have been Neon Rays. What else do we have in here? I know for the dog, I got some Gloriana, and I'm gonna try to do different, I think it's called Interlocking Goblin, which looks good for fur. This is stranded or strandable, so I'm gonna try to do different mixes of the color. Like towards the top of Schweetz's head, she's a little bit lighter, and on her chest, she's a little lighter, but like her back is a little bit darker. So I think I'm gonna try to like vary the colors that I do for that. Oh, I also have a third one of that. And then for her little flower here, I'm gonna try to do some ribbon work, which I think will be cool. I believe her hat, I'm gonna do Petite Very Velvet. For this one, I have Krynic. I think for this All of You one, I picked colors that are a little bit more kapow, because I don't really like darker, sad colors. And then, I don't even know what this was for. There's some Arctic Rays for the spider web. I think that's gonna look super cool. Yeah, so I mean, that one's gonna take some time. She's a little bit messy, but she will be my pride and joy when I finish her. And she is like #1 on my Halloween stitch list. Like, I need her to be finished this year. We cannot carry her into 2027. Then also for Halloween, these ones I'm really excited about. They are from Nash and Daughters, and I got the stitch guides. So I'm not gonna like tell you what the fibers are because obviously like you would need to buy the stitch guide. But this first one is a 13 mesh trick or treat sign, and I'm so obsessed. So the stitch guide, I followed exactly what it said to buy, but we use a lot of like beads. There's a decorative stitch on the background, just really fun, bright colors. So I'm really, really excited to do this one. And then also from Nash and Daughters, and I got the stitch guide and kitted the whole thing, is this cauldron. This one is 18 mesh, but look how cool. And the stitch guide uses, it's kind of like a bunch of rose circles and then like beads for like the bubbles in the cauldron. So I think it's gonna end up looking insane. Like so cool. Then we have a little Stitch It Angel Witch. She is 13 mesh, and I have some Silk Lame braid in 230 and 114 for her. And then just some other like random Silk Lame for like, or not Silk Lame, Silk and Ivory for like her face, her hair, all of that. I like to use Bella Lusso on here. I think it gives the most like realistic look. Then we have the Good Point Boo sign, which I'm gonna jazz it up a little bit. I picked Stardust for the main colors. So I'm gonna do Margarita as the background color, and then Stardust Black and Marmalade for the letters. And then I think this DMC3 is just for the little stem, since it's just such a small area. So I hope one skein of each is enough. The Boo sign is a little bit smaller than some of the other ones, like the needlepoint one. So I'll make her a hanging sign. All right, now last for Halloween are the My Pink Sugar Life people. I ordered these last year as they all came out, and these series have become my pride and joy. I did the ones for Christmas, so there were 6 of them, I think. And then for 4th of July, she came out with a Betsy Ross and like a soldier and other ones. So I did those. And now I think these are the first ones she came out with. So we have the ghost holding his little trick-or-treat basket, vampire, witch, pumpkin scarecrow, and Frankenstein. The only one I didn't buy is the Bride of Frankenstein, but I feel like between the witch and Frankenstein, like, we've got that covered. So I haven't kitted them. I don't know what I'm gonna do for their backgrounds. I like to do coordinating backgrounds on series so they all go together. But I'm very, very excited about these ones. And now, just sprinkling in a few Thanksgiving canvases. Not sure if I'm going to do them in November or October. We'll see. I have the Morgan Julia pumpkin pie canvas. I'm thinking, we'll see. I'm thinking Very Velvet for the pumpkin part of the pie, and then doing some like Frosty Rays for the whipped cream to make it like 3D. But unsure on this one. And then I have the KCN text deal from last year of these 2 Stitch It Angels. So the one with the, I guess, uncooked turkey and the one with the cooked turkey. So they're just 2 cuties, and they came kitted in like Milan and Pepper Pot. So those ones will just be super quick stitches. So that is what's on my fall stitch list. Let me count them. All right, we have 13 football canvases, 4 fall canvases, so we're at 17. 10 Halloween canvases, so we're at 27. So a total of 30. We have a total of 30 canvases that we want to do in 3 months. That's a lot. I don't know, let me think if that's realistic. So far this year, I've actually completed, okay, so I did 52 in 6 months. Now, I think most of those were smaller projects, so the belts are obviously gonna take longer, but then we do have some smaller items like Stitch It Angels. So yeah, probably not going to finish all of these, but this is, you know, the dream. Like if I was able to stitch all of these, that would be my dream. So let me know if you enjoyed this video, what is on your fall stitch list, and write a comment telling me if you like this video, if you want more like this, other content that you want to see from me. I'm always trying to make new things. Like I love doing the vlogs and showing like how I'm stitching throughout the week, but I do think it's fun to make like other videos. So let me know what you want to see, and thanks for watching, and join me on my fall stitch along starting August 1.